Hi guys, Redneck Wannabe here. Hope all is well with you and your family today. So today let's talk about making money with chickens. Now, I guess first off, not everything, but a lot of stuff what I'm going to talk about today is secondhand knowledge. I haven't done it. I have a friend that he has 4 acres, and he told me the other day that he will sell his chickens for $16 a piece. Now these are processed hens, and so he'll sell them for $16 a piece. And I don't remember if he said he did 200 or 300 birds a couple weekends ago. So they were processing that many birds. So you do the math. So 200, that's, I don't know, 32. 300, that's almost 5,000 bucks. So he's making some money on chickens, and that's where I want to go as well. But what I've done is I've built a small brooder here that I'll show you here in a minute, just to work out some of the kinks, because I don't want to go order 100 birds and then have something that's not going to work, number one, and then number two, not have a market. So I'm going to try to start small. Number one, I'm going to work out some of the kinks with what I have, and then number two is just hopefully word of mouth. Now, I've never read the book, but there's a book out there by Joel Salatin called Everything I Want to Do is Illegal. And man, I feel the same way, especially when it comes to chickens, because I was talking to my buddy, and so I said, okay, so if I start raising chickens, how much would you charge me to process them, because I can't process them? And he says, well, I don't know. But then as more we're talking, he's like, I can process the chickens for you, but it's illegal for you to resell those chickens. And I'm like, dang, you can't even make an honest buck. The funny thing is, I have a lawn company, and a few years ago I went and got licensed to spray herbicides. And after I got licensed, then I started realizing, man, this is bad stuff. These are just bad chemicals. And so I let my license expire, and I don't do that anymore. But what I find interesting is when I got licensed, there were 3 sections to the test. I didn't even study for the test, because the way I looked at it is I'm just going to go take the test, find out what I need to know, and then I'll go study what I need to know, instead of wasting how many hours of my time studying stuff that's just going to be irrelevant. So there were 3 sections to the test. So I went and took the test. I passed the first 2, and the third one I missed by, I think, 1 or 2 points. And it's just common knowledge, or I thought common knowledge. But so anyway, I had to go study, just bone up on a couple things, which was good. I learned some stuff. But what the point of the story is, I find it interesting that I can easily get licensed to spray God knows what chemicals, that I can pay to the agri companies. They want me to give them money, so they're going to give me make it relatively easy. But when I start taking money from their pocket by providing good food, organic, pasture-raised chickens, I can't do that. It's illegal, and that's just not right. There's something wrong with the system when you can't do that. So anyway, long story short, here's my buddy. So what he's done is he has, and I don't remember if it's a 10 by 10 or a 12 by 12, but regardless, but it's a 10 by 10, let's just say 10 by 10 square. And then what he's done is he's gotten cattle panels, and he's put them over, kind of like you would a hoop house, kind of like my greenhouse that I did, except he's just got a cattle panel. And then what he'll do is he'll go get a tarp and just cover the tarp. And then he doesn't feed them very much, and he's got a self-waterer in there. And then what he does is each day he picks that thing up. It's basically a chicken tractor, but he picks it up and he moves it to a new part of his pasture. And the chickens just devour whatever is there. You'll move it, and it's just it's devoured. And so he'll move that chicken tractor, and then what he does is he's licensed by the Texas Department of Agriculture to process chickens, because he has just I don't know, 20 by 10 building, and you know, it's licensed for him only to process chickens. And so I don't know what sort of hoops he had to jump. I know he had to jump through some hoops for it, but I just don't know what or how many for that to happen. And then what he'll do is he'll take those chickens and he'll take them to some farmers markets, and he'll sell them for $16 a bird. That's just amazing to me. And so what I want to do is I want to do the same thing. And what I was thinking is, you know, I'd buy some birds, and you know, a few I can process, but multiple, well, a few I can process for me. If I'm going to sell them, I have to take them to a processing company and have them do it. But the challenge, you know, we're back to, you know, can I resell that chicken? And I was talking to another friend of mine the other day, and he says, well, here's what you do. You make up a contract with somebody and say, I will raise your chickens for you. And then before you take them to the, you know, to deliver them, you just take them to the slaughterhouse, and hey, I just did it for free. But, you know, I'm all for pushing the envelope, and I'm all for working in the gray area. I just don't know if that'll fly, so I'll have to check into that a little bit more. But anyway, so that's chickens. So my goal is to have the hoop house and take it out to the farm and raise, you know, a few, you know, however many birds. Like I said, I'm going to start off small so I can work out the kinks, so I can build up my my clientele. But my thinking is in the next couple of weeks I'm going to bring in about 20 or 30 broilers, and I'm going to put them here, which I'm going to go through my little brooder here real quick. But I'm going to put it here, and then I can move this brooder throughout the yard, and I can also take it back over there and put it in the grass, so they can have grass and bugs and all that. Now, you know, it's getting to be, or it's winter is coming on us, so I don't know how much I'll be able to accomplish with green grass and bugs with the broilers, but at least I'll be able to figure out the system. And then once you know, once the birds are ready to harvest, I can go have them processed, and I can you know, give them away to friends to spread word, or you know, maybe somebody hears about it and I can sell them, or you know, Lord forbid I keep my own chickens and eat them. So there is money in chickens from a friend of mine. For me, I don't know. We'll find out. You know, how much and all that. But I'll keep you up to date. But I just wanted to let you know some of the things that I found out. And then in just a sec, we're going to go over this broiler that brooder that I just built. And you know, hopefully you and me, hopefully we can make some money with chickens. So if we choose. So let's take a look. Ready? All right. So here's what I did. And all this, except for the metal panels, with stuff that I had. Well, I take that back. The metal panels and the 2x2s I had to go buy. But the other stuff is just, you know, scrap that was just laying around, or the 2x4s for the frame. Remember in one of my first videos, I had that chicken run right here. So that is from that chicken run, and I just reused that. I put it out there just to, you know, get it out of the way, because I knew I was going to use that wood eventually. So anyway, here you go. You've got 2x4s, and then what I did with the chicken wire is I wrapped it completely around the sides, all the bottom, and then it goes back up the other side. So my thinking is, you know, if it's out there and I've got a coyote or raccoon or possum or whatever, they're not going to be able to get in to the chicken coop. But you still, or the chicks, can still have access to bugs and seeds and grass and all that. So there's the hidey hole. There's the few chicks that hatched out from my incubator that I forgot to turn the turner on. Heat lamp, so I've got everything here all inclusive, and then I just put this on, you know, basically just a door. So there's your hinges, and it's relatively lightweight, but you know, I wanted something lightweight. I didn't make the door here out of 2x4s just because those get heavy. And then right there's the little hidey hole. So I'm gonna raise these birds here like this for, I don't know, next few weeks, I guess. And then once I'm sure that the weather is not going to be as hot, which I probably should order those broilers here in the next week or two. Once those broilers come in, I'm going to put them here, and then I'm just going to be able to drag this around the yard. Now, one thing I don't know how I'm going to do it yet is I'm going to put some wheels either over here or over there, and that way I can easily just drag it. Now, what my buddy has done is he has imagine a, you know, just a furniture or a moving dolly, but imagine one about 4 feet wide. And so he's got a dolly that, you know how it has the lip under on that dolly, so he'll put it under here, and he'll lean it back, and so it's I don't know if I'm explaining it very well, but the back is leaning here, that lip is going up, and then you've got the two tires right here, and he uses that to drag along the ground. And so I'll probably just go to a garage sale or something like that and see if I can find an old dolly that I can use for this. But you know, here you go. So remember one of my previous videos where I talked about facing your fears, and so this is it. You know, we'll find out if I can do it, which I'm sure I can, but we'll find out the market, you know, how much money I can make, how much money or how soon I could make it, just to make myself a little bit more self-sufficient and, you know, a little bit less dependent on food processors, you know, the Tysons and all those guys. So I hope this makes sense. I hope I didn't ramble too much, but I appreciate y'all. And any comments, suggestions, whatever, are welcome. So again, I appreciate y'all. Y'all take care. Bye.